Today, Lamborghini announced the new Temerario. They just released these photos about 20 minutes ago at the time I'm filming this. And what I want to do today is just react to the design of the new Temerario, tell you guys what I think about it, what I like, what I don't like, and then maybe what I would change. And I have some issues with it. I like some stuff. You know what, let's just get into it. So I have all the press photos loaded up in the Photoshop here. Let's just kind of start with the front view. I'll move to the side and then I'll go to the rear. Starting with the front, I initially, think it's fine. I don't think it's anything that's like really groundbreaking in terms of design. The front seems very simple to me, which is not a bad thing necessarily. The first thing actually that I noticed right away is obviously the hexagon fog lights. What I thought they were gonna try to do here was, play that trick where the headlights aren't really in the headlight spot and the fog lights. I thought they were gonna try to play that trick on us, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like the high beam and the low beam are still in their traditional place, with this very thin openings for them. It seems like there's some vents in there as well. And this hexagon design seems to have been taken directly from the Asenza SC V12. So yeah, it looks like they took this design and kind of copy paste. Again, not a bad thing. Obviously hexagons are a huge theme of this design, so maybe they should have called it, what is hexagon in Italian? They should have called it the hexagono, because it's just a bunch of hexagons. At first, to me, it's nothing groundbreaking. It seems like, obviously a cousin or a sibling, if you will, to the Huracan. It doesn't seem revolutionary. It seems more of an evolution. Moving on to the side, I think at the very least, we have Lamborghini's, signature wedge shape. Although it's slightly less wedged, I feel like there's more of a kink here that I'm used to seeing. So that could be one thing that's kind of like a little different. I think we have the very angular forward-facing mirror design here. It's very traditional to Lamborghini as of the past, 15 years at this point. Again, I'm seeing a lot of Gallardo here. Gallardo. If you look back, we have this vent here. So you almost get this vent that ties into this vent as well. So it's kind of like an evolution of that. This shape is interesting. Seeing a lot of SVJ on this side panel right here. So for example, I'm seeing this shape that they brought into this area as well. So that DNA kind of seems to have carried over. I think it's cool. Again, we have a hexagon again for a gas door, for example. There's even, if there's kind of a hidden hexagon here. They're keeping this traditional line coming off of the fender. I think it's nice. One interesting thing I am noticing that they have this almost like bubble feature right above the rear tire for the rear fender, the rear quarter, should I say. Something we normally don't see in Lamborghinis. It actually seems something closer to kind of like what Ferrari did with their 296. I don't know, like look at the 296, how it kind of goes straight. There's a bump and then it comes back up here. This kind of bubbled fender. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting with this. Just an observation. I don't think they're literally trying to copy it, but again, I don't hate it. There would be some changes I would make. I think I would make this side vent a little bit more bigger, actually. It just seems like they were trying to keep it kind of small for, I guess, reasons, but it seems, maybe I'm just so used to seeing like the Aventador and the Revuelto side vent being like so large, that maybe they didn't want to go that route here or explore other options. But I do like how it's a distinct feature from the Huracan, for example. The Huracan was just more of a streamlined design. So if you look at the side of the Huracan, it's just obviously no vents here. You just have this slightly bigger vent towards the bottom of the rear quarter. You still have the vents behind the rear window, as this does as well. Seems like we have two. Again, this is very Gallardo, but again, I think over time it'll kind of start to settle in a little bit more. And, again, do I hate it? No. Do I love it? No. I think it's fine. It'll probably grow on me just as most designs do to a certain extent. You know, these companies know a lot more about design and how they'll age than we do initially. So it's always kind of jarring to think about, you know, how we see these cars versus how they're going to be interpreted months and years down the road. It's like seeing a movie where, you know, you loved the first one and the sequel's coming out and you already have an idea in your head as to like what they're going to do and what you would love to see. I think we do the same thing with cars. And then what happens is when that movie comes out and we see the sequel, we're like, oh, that's not quite what I expected, but it's kind of good. Let's see how they kind of finish it up. So I think that's kind of what happens here. We get this idea in our heads that, you know, designs are going to evolve in certain ways and they don't, and they take different routes. And I think, you know, seeing that difference in what we have in mind versus what actually comes to be is super cool and super fun to look at. So moving on to the rear, and I think this is something that Lamborghini has been doing as of late. It seems like they shove all of the cool design into the back half of the car and leave the front half kind of, I'll use the word bland, but I use the word bland kind of loosely. This feels like Lamborghini to me. I love the new hexagon shapes, again, bringing in the hexagons because obviously this is a huge theme with the design of this car. You know, very Lamborghini-esque with the exposed rear tire. There's nothing behind it. That's harkening back to the Countach days when they had that. So I love that they, you know, keep those little bits and pieces throughout the years. And this obviously is a way new design. I think the triple hexagons here is an interesting take. Again, I like the center exhaust, but it's like hexagon. It feels like Exhibit in like the Pimp My Ride days.
We put a hexagon inside your hexagon, so you get a hexagon in your hexagon. We got more hexagons for your hexagons.
Again, it looks like they went into the Asenza SC V12 parts bucket and kind of stole at least the design. I'm not saying they're the same exact part, but you know, they took this design. And what's cool about these cars specifically is you always get like a peek into the future of what, you know, the designs will look like. So seeing this, it's obviously was inspiration for what this became. You know, something different here. You normally don't see like a louvered section like this in the rear design of a Lamborghini or really any car or supercar as of late. So that's something new, something cool. I love what they're doing with the aero here. I love this big feature kind of fold underneath, again, exposing the rear tire. Yeah, a lot to like here. I think, like I said, I think it's a cool design. It's a good mixture of new and old. And yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's fine. I think I would make some tweaks, and I think I'm gonna hold my tweaks and tell you what they are later in a different video where you're gonna watch me make those changes. So if you guys wanna see that, please do comment below. I do have a problem with it though. Again, I think Lamborghini might be making a mistake, and if you watch my other video on the C8ZR1, I also thought they made a mistake too with the design of that car. So, but one mistake that I think Lamborghini is making with this, and this might sound obvious, there's no Lamborghini doors. A Lamborghini without Lamborghini doors. They did it again, right? When the Gallardo came out, it was like, okay, it's the base model. It's not going to be as cool as the Murcielago or the Aventador. It's not going to have the scissor doors, the famous scissor doors. Then the Huracan came out and it was the same thing. But at that point, the 570S from McLaren had come out and that had the butterfly doors. So it's like, okay, and even the BMW i8 even had butterfly doors. So it was like, all right, when is Lamborghini gonna, you know, put that into their base model cars? And it seems like they still haven't done that for some reason. You know, Lamborghini is so famous for that. I think it's kind of a miss to not put scissor doors even on this model. It's such a signature design and it's such a part of the Lamborghini DNA that at this point and at this day and age, why would you not put scissor doors on this model? I think that could be another reason why social media influencers and, you know, younger crowds would want to get a supercar that has scissor doors or doors that open in a non-traditional way. And I think that, you know, companies and brands like McLaren, even Maserati with the MC20, you know, those doors open up, I think, in a butterfly fashion. So I think they missed on that. I feel like they should have done that. This feels like a mixture of Gallardo, a mixture of Huracan, a mixture of things we've seen from different models, aka the SVJ, the SCV12 Asenza race car, which wasn't even a street car, it was a track car. But yeah, overall, did I come out and love it? No. Did I hate on it? Not really. The spy shots didn't really seem to cover up much. So this is kind of what we were expecting. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below of the design. Again, I do plan to kind of redesign this as well. So stay subscribed, or if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm very responsive in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Give this video a like if you liked it. And with that, I will catch you guys next time.